bloody naked!
Attorney General Gruel issues guidance setting 60-day deadline for law enforcement agencies to issue public reports on major disciplinary violations by officers. All right, we're live, y'all. Let's go do this. We are at the Gloucester Township Police Department. And this is home to some of the biggest crooks in America. I'm very sober doing this. I haven't never, well, my first audit I was sober, but it was natural. And I'm not even really trying to audit them, but it's probably going to turn into an audit because cops are dumb and they always violate people's rights. That's what they do. That's how they make their money, by violating people's rights. So, front counter. Police services. Hi, I'd like to file criminal charges or criminal complaint.
Do you already have a case?
No.
Okay, then
I mean, it's involved. It's in connection with another case, yes, but I have never filed initial charges yet.
but did officers respond out for that specific incident?
They were the problem. I'm filing charges on them.
Okay.
So I'm filing charges on Timothy Lance.
So you want to sign an internal affairs complaint?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let me reach out to them and just let them know that you're okay.
Thank you.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, walking down the boulevard, fancy cars, living large, but are you really the one in charge?
This is what it looks like.
She like Mr. Brandon Banks. Who's Mr. Brandon Banks? Who? Mr. Brandon Banks. No dude, Mr. Brandon Banks. She like Mr. Brandon Banks.
And the difference between this is I'm actually here on official business, so I'm not going to do what all those other guys are doing, but I'm still learning, y'all.
She want Mr. Brandon Banks, she tryna work for the mayor. She want the black Harry Potter, the new Prince of Bel-Air. She sucking on my neck, hold up, baby, have respect. One hand on the wheel while I'm playing with.
It's alright.
Still, she ain't playing with a rookie. She wanna feel the rock. She holding on the wall, I put her in a headlock and then I turned into the dog. She like Mr. Brandon Banks. Who's Mr. Brandon Banks? To Mr. Brandon Banks. No dude to Mr. Brandon Banks. She like Mr. Brandon Banks. Who's Mr. Brandon Banks? Mr. Brandon Banks. No dude to Mr. Brandon Banks. Is Mr. Brandon Banks really a neck? Mr. Brandon Banks well known by the killers. Why does Mr. Brandon Banks feel at home with gorillas? Did Mr. Brandon Banks spend 6 years in prison? Girl, he just came home.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
He always got away. And if you call the cops, he coming back the same day. He doesn't like to fight. He never really has. So if you box your head off, be glad you ain't. Lions, tigers, bears, oh my. I was never scared because they all going. Who is Mr. Brandon Banks? Mr. Brandon Banks. No dude to Mr. Brandon Banks. She like Mr. Brandon Banks. Who's Mr. Brandon Banks? Mr. Brandon Banks. No dude to Mr. Brandon Banks.
Hi, how are you? Good, good. Yes, I'm being helped. Thank you.
I am Mr. Brandon Banks, and you don't have to care to stay about my way. While I run up these layers, I like my bitches in pairs, minus underwears. Who do you think you are, bitch? I'm the mayor. I like to run around the city with some bitty showing. I'm not a paper chaser. Paper trying to get with me. Is she pretty? I'ma beat it up like Whitney, baby.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You want to make a complaint?
Yes, sir. Are you the officer I'm looking for?
I'm Detective Cerconi with Internal Affairs.
Okay, cool. Would you like me to come in or?
Give me 1 second.
All right.
I'll be recording our conversation just like you are. Come on in.
Understood. Wouldn't expect nothing less.
Yeah, it's normal practice for us. So,
Yeah, me too.
No worries. I'm good with it. How you making out, man?
I've had better days. You know, I was humiliated by one of your officers with my child in the car.
Okay, what's your name?
My name's Brandon Boyd, actually.
So, are you talking about, do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes.
Okay. What's the name of that YouTube channel?
Mr. Brandon Banks, yes.
I've already investigated this. As far as that's concerned, I could get you a letter sent out. I didn't know what your name was, and it didn't matter to me what your name was, to be quite honest with you.
Understood.
I know the officer was pressing you hard. That video did go viral, at least viral to the point where people in the community were reaching out. And
it's all over the world. It's on 5 different news channels.
Yeah, so they filed a complaint on your behalf. I didn't know who you were. Like I said, it wasn't, you wanted to protect your identity that day.
For obvious reasons.
So I wasn't trying to find it. They dig through hoops to find out who you were.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
gotcha.
So you obviously wanted your identity to yourself that day, which you had the right to.
Absolutely.
So I've already investigated this. It was a sustained complaint as far as the internal affairs process is concerned. As far as the discipline that he received, I'm not sure the extent of that. I just investigate the allegations, and it was sustained. So that means that the officer could have done something better.
Okay, so I would like to proceed forward. Whatever I have to fill out, I want whatever formal process I have to go through as the actual person that's filing the complaint. I'd like to fill out that paperwork if I can.
So I mean, it's already been investigated. This is my information.
Okay.
What I could do is I could send you a disposition letter. I mean, so you're talking about the one car stop that happened on Kearsley Road, right?
Yes.
There wasn't any other car stops or anything like that?
Nothing.
Have you had any other negative contact with Gloucester Township?
Oh man, so many times.
Anything that you want to report?
I mean, it's without the parameters of the law because the time is. I don't know. Well, for official misconduct, is there a statute of limitations on that? Okay, so all right.
About whatever you want.
Okay. Oh man, 2010. You guys were raiding Howard Johnson's for prostitutes.
Okay.
And you guys had people lined up. It's all on camera because you guys had body cameras. I was 18 years old at the time, and I was 19. I had 2 18-year-old women in the car with me, and they ripped me out of the car. They held me hostage. They slammed me and were just interrogating me, asking me where I was going because they were trying to investigate a prostitution ring. So I'm pretty sure you know maybe what I'm talking about. Howard Johnson right up here in Blackwood.
We've done a few of those types of operations as far as with the prostitutes and stuff like that, specifically in 2010.
Yeah, and then there's a bit, and that was the only significant one. The other ones are like so minute that, I mean, what did they get, like a warning? And I couldn't even, the situation wasn't serious enough for me to remember.
Okay.
And I kind of just took stuff on the chin. But that's the only one where I was seriously violated. They ripped me out of my, like, I didn't do nothing wrong. I just literally turned into the Howard Johnson. I put my right hand on the Bible and attest to all this. And like they were doing, they pulled me behind the Howard Johnson. There's like a space off the cameras, and they were interrogating people like behind a shed or something back there. There's like obviously you'll probably find that on camera that they were taking people back there. They at least took me back there, so I'm pretty sure they probably took a bunch of people.
Where did they end up taking you?
So when you first drive into Howard Johnson, somewhere around there, there's a spot where it's like a blind spot where they took me and interrogated me for about 20, it felt like a lifetime.
Okay. So what I can tell you is, as far as business video, if they didn't get the video then, there's no business that I know of in this world that holds a video for 12 years.
Yeah, so that's a long shot.
And we did not have body cameras back then. So body cameras, I think, came into play in Gloucester Township in 2017.
Gotcha.
So our officers would not have had body cameras.
Yeah.
I'll look into it and see what I can find out for you.
I'm pretty sure a bunch of people got their rights violated that day.
Yeah, so I can look into it for you. And let me start back with, what's your name? You said Brandon?
Yes.
And last name was?
Boyd, B-O-Y-D.
B-O-Y-D. Mr. Boyd, do you have a phone number?
Yes, 856.
And most of our correspondence for dispositions of cases go to an address.
Okay.
Do you have an address that you'd be willing to provide me?
I can write it down for you because I can write it down for you.
Yeah. I got you. We're recording. Just watch you don't record. Yeah, I think you're recording the sky, so you're good.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm actually live.
Okay. Is that the Facebook world?
Actually, it is.
I know nothing about social media, man.
I'm just learning about it myself, but apparently it's keep saving lives
Okay.
and making a difference in the world.
Hopefully they're giving us a thumbs up right now.
It could have been worse, but I have a feeling it would have been worse if I didn't have that camera. You know, just based off of history with Gloucester Township Police.
Okay. So what we could do is, like I said, I could look into this 2010. Do you know what month it was?
This was 3/8, so yeah, March 8th.
2010.
Yes.
And do you know if you were you charged that day?
No, not at all.
Complaints? Did they give you any written piece of paper or anything like that?
There was a summons or a ticket that was given to the driver.
Do you know what that driver's name was?
Christina Van Blarclarm.
With a C or a K?
C. But I cannot spell Van Blarclarm, or it's a very hard word.
All right. I'll do the best I can. Are you still in contact with Christina?
Yes.
If you can, I gave you my number. If you could just hit her up and have her reach out to me. That way I could get the correct spelling or something like that.
Okay, and one thing, because she actually has to go to court for these tickets, but we know that if the stop becomes unlawful, then anything that was done and
I'm sorry, so that stop for Christina was the one that was
the same stop. Yeah.
I'm talking about 2010.
Oh, 2010. Oh, I'm sorry. I think you're talking about the recent situation.
No.
No, I can't come back. You guys were doing a prostitution sting. That's all I knew. They were saying something about prostitution. So that's the only thing I can give you to kind of pinpoint. The 2010, and then
do you remember if it was summer, wintertime?
It was summertime.
Okay.
It was definitely summertime for sure. And if it wasn't summer, it was spring, but it was nice out.
Nice weather.
Nice weather, for sure.
Do you remember if it was day, night,
Daytime.
Daytime?
And no, night. It turned into the night. It turned into the night, actually. It was nighttime.
And the night.
Yes.
Warm out.
And they literally had people like all lined up on their knees, men and women, maybe pimps and hoes, who knows what they were, but like 20 people on their knees, like doing some type of big thing.
And for that day, how were your rights violated?
I was pulled over. They stopped me. They made me stop, and they immediately ripped me out of the car. They didn't even ask me for my ID or anything. They just opened my door and pulled me out of the car.
Okay.
So like that was like preposterous within itself.
Okay.
And then forced me back to some secluded area, interrogated me, and slammed me.
Okay. How do you mean by slam you? Can you describe that?
Well, when they ripped me out of the car, they initially slammed me. And then when they dragged me to the back, they slammed me. And then, because I wasn't trying to go to the back, like I wasn't really trying to be that cooperative. Okay. So they slammed me down and told me not to move. And they proceeded to interrogate me. And I just proceeded to give them the correct story of why I was there. I was going to see two friends that had a hotel room. I had two girls and we were going to chill. And that was my story. Okay. You know, I gave it to them, you know, and they kept asking me the same thing. Like, I guess they wanted me to change it. Like, I was really lying to them. Like, they were trying to get something out of me. And I'm like, guy, I'm going to this room number to go see my people. It's like, what do you want me to tell you different? Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm scared. You know what I mean? And I was younger and I didn't know the law like I do today.
Right. And you said you were about 18 then?
Yeah, I was a kid. So, you know, I didn't have no wind in me.
Were you with anybody that day?
I was with two females and I don't even know them girls. I didn't even know them that day. So.
Okay. So that's what I was asking when you gave me Christina's name.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mixed up the stories.
That's fine.
My fault.
So you said she's still fighting those tickets?
Yes. Which obviously we know that since the cop was in the wrong, everything else is thrown out. It just stop becomes false. Everything
the stop was still for a legitimate reason. You know, I'm not saying that the officer didn't follow the law as far as conducting a stop is concerned. I believe it was a speeding violation.
Yeah, but the fact that he did that turns that whole entire investigation. It poisons the investigation. We know that. You know, so I mean, we'll handle that in court though. Whatever, that's a court thing anyway.
I'm not a judge, jury, or anything like that. Just letting you know that the reason for the sustainment wasn't necessarily because of the stop. The reason for the stop, it was because of him trying to identify you and further further prolong the stop.
Exactly.
Okay? So that's where the sustainment came in. I just didn't want to.
No, I have a question. Is there anything that has there been any meetings or anything is anything going to be done differently in the future? Are you guys working on this so that this doesn't have to happen again? Because I'm pretty sure that this is happening to people all the time, and this is a lot of taxpayers' money. You know what I mean? Getting wasted on frivolous things.
I can tell you that we train the officers a lot. We have a very progressive training unit. These kinds of things come up quarterly or semi-annually, sometimes annually. Really depends on what the topic is. But all topics, sensitivity and and traffic stops and stuff like that, there is training that we get throughout the year, and then aside from that, the platoons themselves, the shift that the officer works on, their supervisors will do more specific training with their units and stuff like that. In this case, that officer would have gotten more specific training as a result of the internal affairs investigation, or at least he should have. If he hasn't already, he will be.
Okay.
So as far as making sure that we're following procedures and stuff like that, we get training regularly. These things do normally get that specific officer trained again, and if we see a deficiency within the department, as the internal affairs unit and training unit, we make sure that the department receives that training too. So that's just like one of them things that this was more of an isolated thing with this officer at this time. I know you're saying it's an ongoing thing.
Happens every day, man. It's just blind eye gets turned to it.
It's not, nobody's bringing it to our concern. If I have everybody calling me, which, hey, my number's on there.
As a black man, I'm used to getting my rights violated. The whole when I put my camera in front of a cop's face, people are like, yo, don't do that. They're going to kill you. And you know what I mean? So that's the mentality. People are scared to come forward. People know how police operate in these municipalities. Yeah. You know what I mean? Bad things have happened. People have died at the hands of police. It's happening every day. They just shot a man. They shot at him 90 times. Mm-hmm. 60 bullets in that man. You know what I'm saying? My only message to the Gloucester Township Police Department is to try to keep in mind that these people are your community, and these people don't have a lot of money. They're living paycheck to paycheck. Mm-hmm. So these people are they're just copping out to tickets that they're not even guilty of because they can't afford to miss a day of work. Mm-hmm. You know what that is? What I call in my book, extortion. They don't have a choice. They have to cop out to a ticket all because they can't afford to fight it, not because they're guilty. Mm-hmm. And that's the majority of these cases.
Right.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah. No, and I feel badly for the people that are put in a position that, if it is unjustified, I encourage anybody to come, especially if it's in the Gloucester Township community, come to Gloucester Township, talk to internal affairs. We'll at least look into it and try to come to some sort of conclusion. If it's within Camden County, go out to that specific agency, and talk to that agency's internal affairs unit. If it's within the state, really, that's the process of the state. So, for anybody that has an internal affairs problem, they should reach out to their respective police departments. And if you're not comfortable with that, you could always take it up to the next level, up to the county prosecutor's office or something like that. But yeah, that's what we're here to do, man. We're here to hopefully make things right, as the best as I can. I can tell you that your camera doesn't make me want to kill somebody. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
Thank you.
Have an effect on me. So
good.
Do it. Camera it up.
I appreciate your candor, man. Honestly, I feel like you're one of the good ones. I believe you. I believe man to man look in your eyes. I actually believe you. I believe you may be one of the good ones.
Well, I hope I am. My wife.
I thought this was gonna go way different. I thought I was gonna leave here like a body cast or something. I don't know.
Nah, man. Like I said, we welcome anybody, and I know that you're saying that there's a select amount of people in the community that don't trust the police department. I can tell you that the people that do come out in Gloucester Township show overwhelming support of the Gloucester Township Police Department. For the people that don't have that same support or don't support the police department that same way because of wrongdoings or something like that, I encourage them to reach out to the police department, reach out to me, to one of my colleagues, and we'll try to figure it out.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I really do.
Because I at the end of the day, I want the community to trust Gloucester Township. I want them to trust all police officers. I could only start in Gloucester Township.
If I'm driving down the road, a cop gets behind me, my heart skips a beat.
Mine does too. I'll be honest.
I don't want to live in fear. Nobody wants to live in fear. You know what I mean? It's not. It's oppression.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And we live in a democratic nation, so this is what our country's supposed to be all about, man. But yeah, thanks for your time, man. I want to hold you up. So I take your word. I'll get some correspondence in the mail.
Yeah, I could put you down as one of the complainants for the original complaint that I did. That, like I said, it's already sustained. So you'll get a letter saying that it was a sustained complaint. It's really it's a pretty generic letter.
Okay.
It just says it's basically what I'm telling you now. It's a sustained complaint against
the
officer. It's pretty generic. And then I'll look into the 2010 thing. So I'll start a new case for the 2010 thing, and I'll send you a letter. I'll have it sent out as soon as it could go out.
Awesome.
Because that case is already done. So you should get that in a week or two.
Okay.
Something like that. Get that other letter, and then I'll look into the other
The older
other
thing.
So that you're saying civil rights were violated, so that does go to the county prosecutor's office, just so you're aware.
Yes.
So we'll take all the initial information for it. I notify the county prosecutor's office, and then they'll look into it. So time frame is up in the air. The case gets out of my hand at some point.
Okay.
Eventually, most of the times it does come back to us for an administrative disposition, and then we'll try to conclude that whichever way that goes, whether it's through the prosecutor's office or through us.
Now, did I should say Mr. Lance, but did Mr. Brandon Banks really get your guys' Facebook page? Did you guys turn off the comments because of this? Is that true?
I could tell you that I don't know anything.
I heard somebody saying that. Like, I got the Facebook page comments turned off.
No, I can tell you that if I know correctly, and I only know this through other conversations, if I know correctly, Gloucester Township police comments have been turned off since the existence of
Okay, I got you.
So the comments have always been turned off.
All right. Okay. A fan said that. And I'm like, I don't know. I gotta look back into that.
No, hey, they may be right. I'm not telling you they're all right. I'm just telling you, to the best of my recollection, that's how it's been. So it's been turned off since the existence, or at least soon after the existence of that.
Okay. And what's your name again, sir?
Detective Circoni, Joe Circoni.
And what's your badge number?
202.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Mr. Boyd, I appreciate your time. Mind if
All
I shake your
right.
hand?
Oh, no, I love to shake your hand. It's a pleasure.
Yep.
My honor.
All right, sir.
You see that, people? All cops aren't bad. All right. Thanks, man. I'm out of here. You have a good one. Wow. So you guys see that? So my fans filed a complaint on my behalf, and the complaint was sustained, meaning that the officer was in the wrong. I have a case, and now it's going up to the county for prosecution. So we'll see what happens, guys. Just follow my story. Stay tuned with it. I went viral. I'm on like 5 different news platforms. 100,000 people a week get to know who Mr. Brandon Banks is. But this is actually personal to me. Like, I don't hate the police, but I hate bad cops. You know what I'm saying? And if I can make a difference in any type of way, as far as being able to cripple bad policing, then I'm going to do it. Because fuck the bad police. Really fuck the police, honestly. But, you know, we need police for civilization. You know what I mean? But Mr. Brandon Banks, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell button on YouTube, y'all.
Bloody naked!